And spawning in the upper left, in the blue, representing Alpha X and a comfy Protoss world, he is ZOUN. And his opponent in the bottom right, in the red, representing Team Exxon and Kim Shi Huan, he is Special. And we're going to have to see just what Special's going for here. He has, we got a Macarax in the extreme in this game number 1. So, of course, the Macarax is building the first barracks behind your natural mineral line. Special's building his barracks out near his third base. Now, I don't think this triggers any sort of aggression here, but this is just Special playing the mind games upon mind games. Yes, it does mean that it will take a little bit of time for his barracks production to get too much done, because it's going to be a long float back home, but it does mean this Reaper will be absolutely unscouted for the time being, and it does mean that if ZOUN ever decides to probe scout, which he is not, by the way, he will, well, now he's going, but it's a delayed scout, he won't see the barracks in the wall. But of course, with a factory here, I mean, you're not that worried. You think it's a proxy, Reaper maybe, but that's going to be just about it. Because by now you will see the factory in... Oh, is ZOUN just going to find this? I think ZOUN may actually just find this barracks, and that's going to be... Well, it's not going to be disastrous because Special doesn't really care. Outside of the fact that Special is building 2 Reapers. Oh, he will... Oh, he's not going to get it. Oh, that is unfortunate, but it doesn't really matter. He's going to say, okay, no command center on the low ground. I'm going to check the wall. I see your factory. Okay. That tells me, and there we go. Now the command center is on the way. But this is going to be 2 Reapers coming in from Special here. We may even see him go up to 3, as he kind of emulates the TVT build, where you go for 2 Reapers, 3 Hellions, and you try to get some early harassment done. But considering the fact that, well, actually that may be the case, and then you, of course, the play here in TVP is you bump the wall. You bump the Reaper, or you bump the Stalker, whatever it is that's in the wall, and you try to kill that off. But look, I mean, 2 Stalkers, or excuse me, 2 Reapers sitting on high ground can actually kill this Stalker, especially with the addition of a Hellion. But no, it's going to be a Widow Mine drop, and actually this Stalker may just go down. Second Stalker showing up now, and that means that at least the Hellion's going to die in exchange. Yeah, this is actually going to be the majority of the harassment units, the early harassment units from Special. They will go down. Yes, it's at the cost of excuse me, not of a Reaper, of a Stalker. But I think ZOUN's going to be pretty happy with that, to be totally honest here. He still has 2 Stalkers on the map. He got rid of 1 Reaper, he got rid of 1 Hellion, so that's a lot less harassment damage potential for the Terran player. But now we have Armory Widowmine drops coming on in next. This is just Special, turning the cheese up to 11 here. It hasn't worked thus far. The Macarax mind game did not work in the slightest. But now, we're going to have 2 Widowmines that are going to get dropped across the map here, and the armory will be complete. So, it's going to take a little bit of time here for ZOUN to be able to deal with this. But that being said, though, ZOUN, he's going for 4-gate blink. He's going to have... Actually, he will not have an observer as the first unit out on the map, but he will have an observer after this Warp Prism. That's going to be fairly nice in and of itself. Now, ZOUN will scout this medevac coming on in here, but is he quick enough on the pull? ZOUN, is he going to respond in time? He will. Okay. Actually, nice and bird there from Special. There we go. One probe does go down. Now, the drop coming on in the main base. ZOUN also on time here with the pull. So, we're going to see... Whoa. 2 workers go down there. A little bit of unfortunate probe positioning. But no, okay. Observer's going to get coroned out, which means the second... this second shot really should not go off. And now, ZOUN, it's his turn to get aggressive on the map. Oh, will he find that medevac? Okay, you really didn't have to lose that one. But anyway, probes are going to get pulled once again. Another drop coming on into the natural. This time, ZOUN, he is not responding whatsoever. ZOUN, oh, no, dear Lord. 9 workers do go down. And now ZOUN is all in. He has to get something done here. It is, of course, 4-gate blink. But he has to get so much more done now. He's down 7 workers. I was going to try to blink on into the main base, but there is actually already a tank here. So he will get the bunker. Oh, he won't even get the bunker. The medevac is going to heal off all of these SCVs. And now, well, the SCVs are going to go back in the medevac. It's not even going to go down. It looks like the Viking died as well, but 3 workers, that is not quite enough here. What? Okay, Jones going to pull now. He's going to pull what he needs to now, but that still is probably 3 workers. 2 workers do go down. An additional final one. Okay, there we go. The medevac goes down, which means the end of this harassment. And finally, ZOUN will be able to respond to this, but you've got to remember, he's lost 14 workers. Special is absolutely zippered up at home. ZOUN does not really have what he needs. Yeah, he's building probes. He's probably going to try to macro out of this, but I mean, when you take that much damage, when the Terran is up 5 workers on you, and they went for an aggressive opening, it doesn't really feel all that great. Okay, now, the Blink Stars will find this, will find the Viking. And the tank is not exactly in position to defend the mineral line. I mean, the left side, hand side, yes, but not behind. So now we have Stalker's actually getting a decent amount of damage here. Really starting to equalize the damage just slightly. 7 workers do go down. Now, this is not equalizing damage yet, because you got to remember, ZOUN took that worker damage much earlier on into the game. But nice job there, a little just abusing AI, but of course with the tank sitting behind the bunker, not going to be all that impactful. As there are 2 tanks on the low ground, there's 1 tank on the high ground, there's this bunker that is unused. And there we go, now we're going to get stim on the way here. A relatively late stim, but of course with the build here, with how tech-heavy Special's opening has been, you expect that. But 2 more gateways on the way. 3rd base done, or 3rd base on the way now as well, as we do go into charge. So ZOUN going on into that next level of tech. But you gotta remember, I mean, this doesn't feel all that great for the Protoss player right now. I mean, it's better than it was, but it's still not great. And he's gonna have to try to find some avenue to get a little bit more damage here before stim, before +1 is done, because that's gonna be the timing here where especially he's gonna move out with his 3+ tanks, with his Raven, with his inordinate amounts of bio that he's been building up since the beginning of the game on that reactor. And he's just going to force ZOUN to react to him. Now, this is only 3 gas mining here for ZOUN. So this is going to be, yeah, he's going to got a Colossus on the way, but the rest of his money is going to be spent on just masses and masses of charge lots, and that's a good thing to spend, to hold these early Terran pushes that we see ever so often. It makes a lot of sense, right? Charge lots are actually really good against low supplies of the Terran economy, or the Terran army. Once you get about like 150 supply, it's not as good, unless of course you're Zest and you're beating 200 supply of Clem with just charge lot, Archon, whatever. But that's a special case, and that was really a function of how low eco that game was, not necessarily the function that actually mass charge lots above 150 Terran supply are all that good. Now special, he's going to unsiege all of his tanks, and now it's time to get him for him to get a bit aggressive here. Stim is done very soon, and now of course special, he's moving out across the map before Stim is done, which does give the opportunity here for ZOUN to just kite his army out for forever and a day. But now he's moving out. And the Raven has found its way onto the map as well. So it looks like it may try to get some harassment damage done here instead of actually serve as the solid, aggressive option that Special is looking for. We are almost up to 3 Colossus, by the way. So Special may have delayed just a little bit too much in this push. Yes, he does have a 3rd base on the way, but with 3 Colossus out on the map, this Raven only has enough energy for 2 disables, and yeah, there are 3 tanks, so I mean, tanks are really good against Colossus, but only up to a certain point. And with Chargeless out on the map, this is I'm not sure that Special can break this, to be totally honest. ZOUN up 5 army supply, yeah, Special, he's just going home. He's like, well, I'm not breaking that. That's not happening. And I absolutely respect that decision. Especially, he's actually going into +2 attack before +1 armor, which is rather interesting. But now it looks like we got a drop coming on into the natural. No, Special's just going to hang out. He realizes that ZOUN is paying too much attention to his drops right now, so what he's going to do is he's just going to wait. Get on in, actually play the game, do something aggressive, do something defensive. But it looks like he F2'd though, and he will lose that medevac with the drop. But we have a Ghost Academy on the way, and I do like this, of course. Ghost's really good against charge lot Colossus. Of course, it makes a lot of sense, you know, with EMPs, or so I should say with Widow Mines not being quite as impactful because you have the Colossus just sitting there, but when you get a lot of charge lots, knocking down their shields knocks down half their health. But anyway, now we do have ZOUN posturing here. He is getting his 4th base up, but that 4th base is going around just about the same timing as a Special's 4th base, so not all that big of an economic lead. And as a Protoss player playing this style, you do want to have that equal lead. Both players having a similar amount of workers, similar amount of army supply, similar upgrades. So it's just kind of a waiting game at this point. Is ZOUN, he's going to posture here on the middle of the map, hoping to catch Special off guard or draw Special into an engagement that is maybe not the best for him, but Special realizes that the longer this game goes, the better he's going to be. You know, he's going to have 2-1, he's going to have concussive shells, he's going to have enhanced shockwave, he's going to have enough Vikings. The impetus on him is not really to fight with his main army right now. Now, he may move out on the map a little with some drops to try to get something done there, but he doesn't really need to get anything done quite yet. He can very happily wait until max out and say, I'm going to be in a good position. But as I say that, he is moving out on the map just a little bit here. He's going to look for a siege up position outside of that wall. But no, that's not going to happen. We're going to see some nice EMPs already. Stalkers blowing forward and just suffering from some tank shots. And actually, they're not even going to get a ghost. Oh, look at those EMPs. Those are beautiful EMPs. One ghost will die to the cannon, unfortunately. And now we have shield battery overcharge getting triggered. Oh, that's going to be a nice disruptor shot there. One ghost and a couple marauders will go down, but Special, honestly, I think he's just posturing here. Not really anything else. Because, well, he does have 2-1. And he does have to be careful that disruptor shot. Now we have, it looks like ZOUN looking like he's ready to take an engagement here. Okay, now we will have that observer go down, which means a little bit less vision for ZOUN on the left-hand side. The Raven goes down, though. Yes, there is a minus armor missile, an armor shredder missile, but that's going to be just about it. As now, well, we do have EMPs, or excuse me, we have disruptor shots knocking down all of the Widow Mines here. But Special not really taking the best fight as of yet. One Colossus did go down, though. One Colossus, one Disruptor have been the Iron Toll here today, as now the charge lots are going to stream on into the natural. But Special absolutely going to get cleaned on up here. Tank's not in the best position. Disruptor shots making good shots here. Special down 30 army supply all of a sudden. Now, oh, it's going to get even more. Now, Special does, or ZOUN does have to be careful that he does not overchase, but you got to remember he has a War Prism sitting in the bottom middle of the map for just about forever and a day here. Everything's fighting hard, but the Vikings are just about everything. Oh, the only thing that's left here. ZOUN, he's at 2-1. He's just got the better army. Special, he took the engagement just a little bit too soon. GG, ZOUN. He takes game number 1. Oh. I forgot that I had Sunlight up. There we go. So ZOUN on a 1-kill streak thus far. Now, while we wait for game 2, I need to go grab something. I will be right back. Well, as soon as I get the lobby, I should say. I will be right back, and then we're going to get into game 2 post-haste. We're just going to have to see who Kimchi Juan throws out to fight ZOUN on Submarine. All right, back just in time for the game to get started here. ZOUN versus Bunny, game number 2. ZOUN, he's got a 1-kill streak. Spawning in the upper left. In the blue, For the Freak of Freaks and Comfy Protoss world, it is ZOUN. And his opponent in the bottom right in the red for Team NV. And Kim Shi-Hwan, he is Bunny. And we're just going to have to see whether ZOUN is going to be able to continue the all-kill. Or, not the all-kill, continue his kill streak. Thus far, he has the 1 kill against Special. Bunny, though, he's a little bit different player. Special, he loves his mind games. He loves his rather cheeky, zany builds. In TVZ on Submarine, for example, he loves going for like this proxy 2-Rax Reaper, but the proxy is in just his natural wall. Bunch of different stuff. Bunny really seems to be much more of just a straight-up standard Terran player. More so than anything else. And he's very good. He's been on the up and up rather recently. He has actually looked really good in a bunch of different online cups, in a bunch of different stuff that's been happening. So I think we're going to see good things from him. I don't know if he's going to be able to knock out ZOUN. Of course, ZOUN recently has been on top of the world once again. He got second place in the GSL Super Tournament Season 1, and unfortunately for everyone involved, that tournament didn't give ESL points, so ZOUN was not able to qualify at the last second for IEM Katowice, which was unfortunate, but so it goes. I would have loved to see ZOUN at Katowice. To be totally honest, I think he would have made a fairly deep run there. Alright, so it looks like we're going to have a Blink opening from ZOUN once again. Makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is kind of... It's either Blink or Stargate, or it's either Twilight or Stargate. And Twilight just does seem to be the prevailing tech path for most players, most games. Unless your stats and you throw in Stargate a little bit more. But ZOUN, he is a little bit more aggressive than stats is. He's probably closer to parting than he is stats on the gradient of aggressive versus defensive Protoss players. And we're just going to have to see exactly how much or how far he decides to lean into this. Whether it will be 1 gate, I mean, already there's a 2nd gate on the way, but whether it's going to be 3 gate, whether it's going to be 4 gate. In the previous game, he went for 4 gate. He didn't get a lot done. I mean, he was able to kill 7 workers eventually, but he'd already lost 12, so not all that impactful. And look at this. We do have a Reaper Hellion. They're going to try to dive on in. But ZOUN, aware of this. Look at this. He's going to move out into the map to aggressively attack the scouting units there of Bunny, and it's kind of interesting how Protoss players have learned to deal with this, because it used to be you just kind of keep the units in the wall, and then you'd get bounced out of the wall, and whatever you had, the Reapers, the Aliens, would kind of go on up into the main base, and things would die. But now Protoss players have started to realize that if you get out there ahead of time, you can do enough damage, and then you just kind of get back to the wall whenever the oh, look at this stalker positioning. ZOUN, he's not going to be able to get the Hellion, but he will be able to get a lot of damage on it. But anyway, you move out on the map, and you, much like a goalie trying to shut down the avenues of attack from a hockey player or a soccer player going on in, you're able to do that. You're able to prevent them from diving on in there just because they take too much damage. But now we have a Widowmine drop coming on into the natural. ZOUN, he is paying attention. There we go. He's got his probes split immediately. 2 workers do go down, but now the Stalkers will be able to kill off all of these Widowmines. And this is a far more acceptable bit of damage that ZOUN has suffered in this game number 2 than the 12 workers that he suffered in game number 1. Now, he's going to get a little bit aggressive here. Blink is done, and it is only 2 gates. So this is not him really leaning into this super hard. Oh, he's going to get this medevac too. Well, just barely not getting the medevac, but he will be able to deny the drop. And now he's just getting a little bit active on the map here. It is, of course, only 2 gateways, so it's not going to be that aggressive. But hey, if he can find something, he's not going to be unhappy with it. It looks like, Bunny, he did repair that Hellion before getting back on into things. But with the tank on the high ground, with Marines on the high ground, with the bunker here, he may be able to get the bunker That may be a play. Yeah, he's going to get the bunker, as SCVs are a little bit late to repair, but that's going to be just about it. Now, Bunny, it looks like he's gone into 3 barracks before 3rd command center, so he will be, he will be going for a timing here. The standard timing is just about 6 minutes is when you move out just before stim is done. And it is, of course, a powerful one, but now look at this. ZOUN found his way on into the main base. There's just not a lot of tanks here. And the medevac will not go down, but, ooh, he will be able to get a decent trade against the bio come on out. And, of course, the goal here for ZOUN is just to pair off the army, pair off the economy of Bunny, prevent them from getting too big, so then when the eventual push happens, you're not all that worried. Charges, of course, on the way. It's about 45 seconds from completion. Colossus, first one is out now, or on the way, I should say, as we don't have, we don't have the first Colossus out yet. But that first Colossus will be out by the time this push here comes from Bunny, as that medevac, it's coming on its way back. It's finding its way back home. We probably will see that one repaired and on the way. But now it's 4 medevacs on the map, 3 tanks, and now Bunny, he's getting ready to push. We can't say, oh, the bunker's getting salvaged. It's time for him to push because, well, the bunker was killed. But ZOUN, he's just going to look to make the trades, and he's getting so many Marauders already. That is fantastic for the Protoss players. Oh, the tanks are going to siege up, though. Nice little play there from Bunny. We'll trade a Stalker for his troubles. But concussive shells just about, well, it's going to be done by the time the push happens. The 3rd base on the way as well here for Bunny, as is expected, but he does have to get damage done with this once again. These pushes, they do expect to get something done, whether it's the 3rd base, whether it's pairing off a Colossus, whether it's getting something. You get some trade there. But of course, 2 Colossus on the map, 3rd one on the way. Extend Thermal Lance is not done yet, but it is almost there. And charge is now done. Oh, the War Prism's going to go down, though. That is unfortunate. You do want that War Prism for hot pickup micro, but of course the projectiles aren't that big of a thing here that you're dodging in this game. But they do allow you to save Colossus. Oh, now the tank is in range, though, of this one Colossus, and the Colossus is going to have to find a way back here before it takes too much damage. But look at this. We see, of course, ZOUN. He's warping in Zealots on the right-hand side, looking for a big flank. We're probably going to see him go with maybe the 2nd warp in. And now, oh, actually, no, he's just going to go with the first one here. Colossus moving forward. Stalker's getting on top of these tanks, trying to mess with their AI. And with the Colossi here, this is just going to be an absolute cleanup for our blue Protoss player. Once again, as he's looking damn strong in this matchup thus far. ZOUN, he is up 120 or 115 odd, or excuse me, he's up 15 total supply here, something like that. Only up 3 army supply, but up 10 workers. He has had his 3rd base for far longer, and now the counterattack is real. It is one tank here, so he does have to be careful. You don't want to attack into that meat grinder willy-nilly, but you have 3 Colossus. And you have a War Prism coming its way now, so we're going to see one more warp in of charge lots, and then he's just going to try to break his opponent. How many Vikings do we have? We have 5, so we're getting to the good bright Viking count at this point. Stalkers are going to blink forward. 1 Viking or 1 tank goes down immediately. Now Stalkers are going to be able to target these Vikings down as well. 1 Colossus will go down, but look at that. The War Prism Micro will be able to keep it alive here on like 1 HP. Literally 1 HP for that 1 Colossus, and it will be saved. But also, ZOUN, not going to be the most successful in this push because SCVs have been pulled. But 14 SCVs go down. ZOUN, he's still even on army supply. He has +2 on the way. He's got a 4th base on the way here, and he's got to be very happy with how he finds himself in this game number 2 on Submarine. But he does, of course, have to be careful of the ensuing push. This Colossus is as good as dead when the Viking count gets back up to a reasonable number once again. Of course, you're looking at about 3 Vikings per Colossus, so Bunny wants to go up to about 9 Vikings over the course of this game. Or, I shouldn't say over the course of this game, 9 Vikings in his standing army. So now, 4th base just about done here for ZOUN. +2, +1 on the way as well, and I feel like this is just one of those situations where went ahead, get more ahead. ZOUN, he took a good fight, he killed 14 workers, he smashed the push, so he's put himself in a pretty wonderful position once again. Now he's moving out on the map, and he does not have that big of an army supply, but if we look at what the army he has, once he gets 2-1, There's no +2 attack. There's no +2 anything on the way here for Bunny. He lost just a little bit too much in the exchange. But now, Bunny, he's shirking out on the map. And it should be noted, he's being a lot more aggressive on the map here than Special is. This is a quad drop that is just on the map, trying to see whether he can knock off any sort of run-bys. And really, it's allowing him to feel a little bit safer. Because being active on the map like this, he's able to deny run-bys. He's able to just have that much more map control. That's going to allow him to get, whatever he wants to get done here. At the very least, not die, hopefully, to the ensuing pressure of ZOUN. Now, ZOUN, he's got his 5th base on the way. He's in a wonderful position. 3-1 on the way now. And he's just continuing to max out, Now, this drop will get scouted here. Of course, the pylon on the right-hand side. Stalkers should blink on top of this. And there we go. 1 medevac goes down, but that means the rest of this army, the rest of this drop will get taken on out here. And Bunny, because he's as far down as he is, he's down a decent amount of workers. He doesn't quite have the ability to get out on the map with multiple drops that he may like. But now we have more and more disruptors on the way. Dark Shrine, it's close to being done that it isn't done. We're probably going to see Blink going in here. And it looks like ZOUN does want to go into the Blink DT late game that has been so powerful for Protoss players over the last several months. It's why Terran players, after a certain point, really didn't want to go into the late game, which is also kind of why we saw the Void Ray tech be so powerful, because we saw Terran players trying to be as aggressive as possible in the early, as greedy and aggressive as possible in the early game to try to find a mid-game advantage, and then it didn't work out for them because, well, proxy Void Ray. But now 3-2 is on the way here. +3 just about done, and this is going to be... Okay, this is actually just going to be an insane upgrade lead for ZOUN, and I would love to see ZOUN get aggressive here once he gets 3-1, or even with 2-1, it's going to be nice, but 3-1, that's going to be a 2 upgrade lead here. We got a Disruptor flank going to show on up, at least, actually it's going to be just the Disruptors trying to join the army, but actually the main army of Bunny here, it's on the left-hand side, not really, but there are a lot of tanks. Bunny taking a page out of TY's book here. He's gone up to 7 tanks, and he's just looking to turtle up to all hell. Now, ZOUN does not want him to do this. Disruptor shots are actually going to be rather nice, but look at the army on the high ground. Actually going to be able to target down a decent amount of these disruptors, and this is the best possible fight that Bunny could have. He was taking like a full 270 odd surround. Now, it was a little bit weird, a little bit disconnected because of how the chokes of this map work, but that may give him license to take his 4th base now. +2 armor just about done. Well, it's about halfway done here. Disruptor shot's going to go off. Bunny's not paying attention. That disruptor shot's going to be massive. 30 supply going down in the blink of an eye. Now, ZOUN, he's going to be very happy with himself as there's this drop on into... Oh, no, okay, just a bunch of DTs killing off the rallying SCVs. But DTs, yeah, there we go. EMP will be able to kill them all off. And we don't have Blink TT yet, so they can't get out. The Archon may be able to escape. That's going to be just about it. Actually, I think that Archon just went down. 1 DT will survive. And that may force a 2nd DT. There we go. Does go on and down. But that gives ZOUN information. He says, okay, I got 7 workers. That's nice. But also, I know your 4th base is coming up. I know where it's coming on up. This is going to be a great opportunity for me to attack on in there, because I don't think your tanks are going to be in position quite yet. And that is absolutely going to be the case. Only 1 tank on the right-hand side. He can very easily just kind of blink on top of that and kill it off. But no, he is more worried about killing off all these Vikings. Only 1 Colossus remains, but it's charged a lot Disruptor at this point. So that means these Vikings have kind of teched out of this game. ZOUN now with a 30 army supply lead, +3 armor on the way, +1. Actually, no, he canceled +1 shields. Never mind. +1 shields on the way, and we're going into Sky Toss behind this. This is a massive flank coming in from Bunny, though. Has to be careful though, because with the tanks here, it's not going to be the easiest fight. But again, he does have that army supply lead. Not as many Vikings, but Bunny, for his part, he's advancing into his tech as well, and I do like this. Bunny, he's realizing here, he's taking a little page from his teammate Maru's book, that he doesn't have to max out to advance his tech forward. Now, he did have a bit of an upgrade deficit. He's down 3 upgrades right now. Or 4, he's down, yeah, 3 upgrades right now, but he's realizing that he doesn't have to get like to this max army, max whatever situation before moving on into the next step of the game. As we do have enhanced shockwaves on the way. We had a fusion core go down, so we're probably going to see the Liberators be the tech path of choice. And there we go. Liberators are on the way. Charles will get on top of this Ghost Academy, but the full army of Bunny he is here. And this is one of the things you just got to deal with when we're looking at Submarine. It is a very turtley map. It's a very aggressive map too, but as long as if you're not looking to take a fight, these chokes around the third base or on the fourth base make it very difficult for an attacking player to find their way on in. But now we're just gonna have so many DTs with Blink is done, of course. So this fourth base will go down, and a bunch of SCVs now with it. So yeah, is this the best? Is Bunny being turtly? Absolutely. Are a bunch of Blink DTs the best way to kill a turtling Terran? Absolutely. Here now, this drop on the left hand side will get scattered on out. As ZOUN, he owns the map. He has a grand total of 6 bases, and his opponent has 3. Yes, there's a 4th base on the way once again, but ZOUN is just kind of getting into this point where he's going to have a massive bank. He's going to be able to build whatever the hell he wants, as DTs will be able to find their way on out once again. Now, this War Prism may get found and may get taken out, but the Bunny here, he's not happy. He does not have the economy for the last while in this game, as we have +1 air weapons on the way, 10 cannons going down. Bunny just making sure that he's not going to take anything significant to some sort of massive drop. And I think this is going to be Tempest play from ZOUN just to deal with the late game Terran armies. A bunch of DTs actually will go on by, but no, they will get EMP'd on that here. Nice eyes there from Bunny. No, we'll be carriers, okay. So now we have ZOUN with every base he could reasonably be expected to take in this game. I would love to see him start to go and expanding to his opponent's bases, just stealing that money, because again, if the game goes as late as it's looking like it might go, it's going to be rather difficult. Or I should say, ZOUN wants to mine as much money from Bunny, so he will have that upgrade advantage, or he will have that income advantage. We'd say if he's able to steal the upper right base from Bunny, that's going to be effectively a +2 base income swing. So if he's able to mine that out, that's going to be 2 bases worth of money that he's going to have more than his opponent. Because, of course, he has +1, his opponent has -1. But now Disruptor Shots are going to go on off here. Tanks are actually going to take some massive shots now, but nope, tanks never mind. They're going to get sieged up in time. All the Disruptors go down. Them's the breaks. Tanks are powerful, powerful things, especially with +1. Disruptors not really able to get what they want. But now we have carriers on the map, 2 additional Stargates on the way here. Liberators will siege on up here, but with Stalkers, they're going to be totally fine. And ZOUN's maybe not taking the best fight as of yet, but that just gives him more supply to get more carriers. Hey. Now carriers joining the fray here. Stalker's going to blink off to the right here to try to kill off as many of these Vikings as possible. And it looks like ZOUN, he's going to be breaking the Terran army. There we go. Charge lots on top. All the tanks are going down, and that gives him a license to kill. License to dominate. GG ZOUN. He's got a 2-kill streak going on into game number 3. Hey, look at that. It's Zeiss. I knew I was missing someone. I was almost worried. I'm like, hey, where is chat broken? Chat's not broken. We just didn't have anyone saying anything until right now. Zeiss, your buddy ZOUN, he's got a 2-kill streak. Means we're going to see Trap go on into game 3. I don't know what the map's going to be yet. But game number 3 will, of course, be ZOUN versus Trap, the captain of Kimchi Wan. And I am once again surprised at how underperforming Kimchi Wan is in this tournament. I really expected them. I really expected them to be at the top of the table, but they're 1 and 2. They're on the verge of getting all killed here. Juggernaut will be our 3rd map, and we got a PvP coming on up. That's exciting. There we go, Trap versus ZOUN. Yep, no cops needed. No cops needed, Zeiss. I figured, you know, with ZOUN playing, I really expected to see you earlier on, but you know what? Yeah, you're about to see here ZOUN get the full all kill. against Kim Chi-Won. He's going to kill Trap, and that's going to be that. But of course, Trap, he wants to have something to say about that as well. And let's get on, without further ado, as we talk about what may happen, we should probably talk about what is actually happening. Let's get on in to game number 3. Here we are spawning in the bottom left in the blue, representing Alpha X. And the comfy Protoss world on a 2-kill streak looking for that all-kill. He is ZOUN. And his opponent in the upper right, in the red, he is representing the Afrika Freaks, but also the captain of Kim Chi-Hwan. He's going to have to reverse all kill to take this week's game, or this day's game. In the red, he is Trap. And Zeiss, you're asking how I'm doing. I look tired. Well, it is just about 5:45 in the morning. I got up at 4:30 for this, and I did a better job about getting to bed early, but I still only got about 6 hours of sleep, which is, expect. I'm going to take a nap after this. Totally fine. But if you're asking why I'm tired, well, it's an early morning broadcast. As now it looks like we do have a 2-gate opener coming on, and also I'm out of caffeine. I'm with my new G Fuel shipment. Shout out to G Fuel, of course. They sponsor Alpha X. You can see them in the bottom right, but my new G Fuel shipment has not come on in yet, so I have no caffeine to really pick me up. I could make some tea, but unfortunately, the mug I have is really good at making my tea stay warm for forever and a day, which is a good thing, but also it means it wouldn't be drinkable until, like, the end of the cast. At this point, it's not all that useful. So that's where we stand. So, we have to see exactly what's going to happen here. It will be a Twilight opening here from ZOUN. Off of one base. Huh. Well, both players sitting kind of on one base for the moment. ZOUN, he is signaling that maybe he wants to get a natural based off of his pylon position here. But look at that proxy pylon up on the mid right-hand side. Yeah, he's signaling that he wants to get a natural, but I don't think that's what this is. It looks like, more importantly, I think this is going to be a proxy Dark Shrine on the right-hand side. There we go. Yeah, Dark Shrine on the way before Warp Gate has even started. So what that means is this is going to be just about the earliest possible DTs. And now with the 4 depths here, they will be able to shoo these Stalkers away. And ZOUN also has plausible deniability. He says, okay, well, I haven't gone for a natural Nexus yet because I went for 4 depths, and I know you have Stalkers, so I don't want to actually get delayed too much here. But now with Sentries on the way, it's still not great. There are 4 Stalkers here, and 4 Stalkers actually do a lot. The 4 depths cannot fight the 4 Stalkers, so we will see that pylon go down. Now 2 Stalkers are here, and we do have the recall, but the Adepts have been forced back. So now it's 2 Stalkers, 4 Adepts. Just look at that low ground warping. Trap trying to get some damage done on his own, but more importantly, we have a 3rd gate done here on the right hand side. Oh, is Trap gonna scout? No, he won't. Okay, Trap just going a little bit aggressive here, but we do have 3 gates, right? Actually, is that? Yeah, it's only 3 gateways here. Dark Shrine on the way, and this is absolutely unscattered from Trap. Now, he does have a Robo on the way, so eventually he will be able to defend this. But the one thing we got to look at, one thing we have to be worried about is, okay, there we go. We have the wall on the high ground. Adepts will not complete this. But the question really is whether the DTs will be able to get on top of the Robo before it gets the Observer out. That's the really big question. Well, I guess if they depower the pylon too, because of course it is 1 pylon powering this. So DT is now moving on into the main base, into the natural. Nice force fields there from Trap. We'll be able to keep this out from the time being. We have 1 more force field. And yeah, actually ZOUN's not going to get anything done here. Trap doing such a damn good job. He will be able to get some damage done on the natural. But with continued Sentry Warpins, it will not find its way on into the main base here. So behind this, ZOUN does have his natural done. He does have Blink on the way, and actually he will be. It looks like he will be able to kill off this natural. Surprised we don't see the rest of the army of ZOUN coming to bear here with the Stalkers and the Adepts. Is he going to be able to get this natural, though? Observer is out now, but no, it's not. Actually, the Observer's not out just yet. Force Field will be good enough, but oh, the natural does go down. And 2 workers and a natural kill. Yeah, ZOUN's going to be happy with this. It looked not all that great at first, but now ZOUN has his natural. Trap does not. Blink is not going to be done by the time Trap hits him, but pretty soon thereafter. He has a gate count lead. And look at this. He's going to find his Adepts on the way into the natural. The Probe's not in position to get the wall off. And I think Trap's just dead. Actually, I think Trap's just dead here. Adepts will find their way on into the natural. And yes, there is a powerful Stalker Sentry army here. But Trap, he's already going to lose 1 Stalker. Not quite. He will be forced to recall. But oh, it's just game-ending damage. 10 workers have gone down. Trap's already lost his natural. And yeah, sure, he will eventually be able to kill off these Adepts. But 12 workers have died. Trap does not have his natural. Blink is just about done. And that's just going to be the key here for ZOUN to get a little bit aggressive. He has Blink. He's going to have a Warp Prism. He's going to have a 4th Gateway. And I don't really know what Trap does from here, to be totally honest. Now, it's kind of cool that he's going for this Mass Glaive Adept thing, because that's a cheap upgrade. Maybe you can get something done. But I don't know if I believe in it. Not against Blink Stalkers, not against almost double worker supply lead. As these Adepts are going to try to find their way on into the natural, but a Stalker warp in, and with the Sentry already here, this should not get equalizing damage. Nice force field too. Stalkers are going to blink their way back here. There we go. Things going on down. Looks like the Stalkers, okay, they will get the Observer, and that tells ZOUN something. He's like, okay, I see you have 4 sentries. Maybe that's something I should be worried about. But again, only 2 workers went down, so it is a plus 12 worker supply delta here. Now, ZOUN, he's down 10 army supply, so it looks like actually he's just more interested in playing a little bit defensively. But more and more pylons on the way. We're going to see some DTs get warped into, maybe try to get some follow-up damage. Is how many, only 1 observer here on the map for Trap, and it looks like it's with his army. Actually, this DT is just going to be in place to deny the 3rd base for the time. Oh, it looks, is it going to go on in? Yeah, it's going on in. This is not going to get anything done here. Observers, of course, in position. Now, Glaives is done, I believe. Yeah, he didn't cancel that. Yeah, Glaives is done. And that is going to be something, but it's Adept Glaives. And he hasn't built any Adepts. So I cannot help but feel that was supposed to be charged. It was supposed to be Blink something, not Glaives here. Trap. Well, he's going to try to take his 3rd base soon, maybe, but ZOUN, he's already got his 3rd base on the way. And the one thing Trap's got going for him, he has been able to rebuild his army supply or his worker count just a little bit, but look at the relative income for the last forever. ZOUN, he's been massively ahead, and yeah, it hasn't translated into army supply just yet as the Stalkers will blink forward, but that is 3 Immortals. Those force fields would not be good enough, though. But he has turned it into a 3rd base. He's turned it into additional production. He's turned it into additional tech. As Charge is on the way. Charge is just about done. +1 is just about done. 5 gateways getting added on here for a grand total of 8. And charge slots, +1 charge slots are really damn strong against this army that Trap is going on into. So we should see additional warpins coming on in here as Trap. Now, it's a 2 base all in. He is up about 8 total supply, actually less now, so we do have warpins coming on in here. We have Archons on the way. Charge is just about done. And, well, it's going to be ZOUN with the better tech. But Trap, he's got the beefier army, so we're going to have to see exactly who will triumph here. Charge is done, should be noted. +1, it's not done yet, but it is on the way. And these force fields from Trap have not been good yet. Trap has missed just about every force field here. Now he's going to blink forward onto the left-hand side. Will knock out 1 sentry immediately. And Trap, yeah, he's going to knock that pylon out on the 3rd base. That doesn't really matter here. More and more sentries getting targeted down. Warp Prism warping in some Adepts here. Maybe try to get something done, but that's just not going to be enough here. It's a full concave here from ZOUN. He has to be careful, though, because the army is still beefy, and these Adepts are maybe going to catch him off guard, because Adepts against Zealots are actually surprisingly good. So it looks like ZOUN may actually lose this 3rd base, surprisingly enough. But again, +1 is done. And yes, are Adepts good against Zealots? Absolutely, but they're terrible against Archons, and ZOUN will continue to build Archons with the mineral bank that with the mineral surplus that he does have. No charge lots. They're just going to take trades, blink on back. But this army from Trap is actually getting rather terrifying. As actually the DT. Where's the Observer? Observer not really with the army here. Yeah. Wait, Trap doesn't have an Observer. Trap does not have an Observer. ZOUN was able to snipe his, so this DT is actually just getting so much work done. And this one DT is actually making the hold just happen here. Nice Warp Prism Micro, but with the continued warp rally of stuff, the DT is actually just killing everything. Stalkers are going to blink on forward. Immortals are going down. Trappy does not have the hold. Not anymore. Stalkers, please go kill this Warp Prism. All right, actually, look at this Immortal Micro. Look at this Warp Prism Micro. But there we go. The Warp Prism does go down. 17 army supply to 13. That one Stalker seal in the game for ZOUN. Actually, it's the D. How many kills does this DT have? This Dark Templar has, if I can click on it in the speed zone, which is easier said than done, only has 1 kill, surprisingly enough. But it did so much work. It did so much work in that fight. But now Trap does not have a third base. ZOUN is going to reestablish his, but Trap mining out in the main base. Yeah, honestly, that hero DT. But now we have Trap one. I mean, he is deep into this this Adept tech at this point, and that is something. Oh, he will get past all of these Stalkers. Stalkers, they're going to blink at the wrong spot, so a bunch of Adepts will find their way on into the now. They're going to get an Archon. They're going to get an Archon. That's going to be really nice for them. Although now they're going to be forced to trade out just a little bit. Third base on the way, but ZOUN, it's his turn to get aggressive. He has better upgrades. He has better army supply. He has better economy. And we're just going to have to see exactly how much he can get done with that. Now, DT is on the way to supplement this charge lot army. Actually, no, this is just going to be for another Archon. Is now finally, Trap does have his observers again. He has 2 observers on the map. So he won't suffer from that one hero DT once again. Most likely, but ZOUN, he's going to trap 2 Stalkers on the left-hand side. Archon's getting on top of all these Zealots. This force fields from Trap were not great early, but these force fields from ZOUN are absolutely dynamite here. 42 army supply to 28. Yes, Adepts kill Zealots pretty nicely, but that's not going to be nearly enough. The Warp Prism's going to get targeted down once again. ZOUN enforcing his will on the captain of the Kim Chi-Hwan here in this game. Number 3, ZOUN, he's looking for an Arc kill, and he will not be denied. The Archons, the Immortals, yeah, they are the linchpin of the army. Yeah, they're taking a little bit longer to die, but at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. ZOUN, he's going to take game 3, and he's going to get the all kill for a Comfy Protoss. And that does mean that Comfy Protoss actually is going to move on up, I believe.